welcome to my channel. Welcome, sister girl. This is Sparkle Tea. I can't do this legitly in my mama house. I'm in my mama house. My mama gonna kill me if she knows I'm doing some sparkle, snip, snip. But it's to keep me sane throughout the story time. All right, welcome guys. And if you have not done the most, I don't know what you're doing, because it's my first time and I need all the love and support I can get, girls. All right, so please do the most. I'm waiting. Anyway, as you guys can see by the title, my first job ever, my first experience as an employee, and my first experience having an employer. Right, let's get into it. That says it's something else. This is tea. This is green tea. Yes, this is green tea. Sparkle green tea. Okay, guys, you guys are here for a story time. It's my very first story time, so any love and support I can get from y'all, any feedback in the comment, guys, I'm gonna stand right here. I think the light doesn't want me up in your space. Okay, as I was saying, my first time ever getting a job, right? I was just coming out of secondary school, which was my grade 12, right? And this is not like my first job. No, my first job was as a radio hostess. I went by the name Brown Sugar. I never made it on air, so I can't actually count that as one of my first jobs, but it was my actual first job where I got accepted. So yeah, that's a story for a different time, but just that was disclosure. That was one of my first jobs, but I never got paid for it, so I can't actually talk about it. And in fact, I didn't actually show up for the job. I didn't. So I'm going to talk about the one that I actually got a paycheck for and that I actually did do some work for, and I have experience on that one. So I came out of grade 12 and I finished writing my grade 12, and I was on a boarding school in a different town, and then I was on my way back home to where my mama house is. And I came home to my mama house and I'm like, what am I going to do until I wait until my results comes out? Am I just going to sit my pretty ass behind here, or do I do something with myself? What am I going to do with myself throughout this time? And child, I still didn't figure that stuff out. I was still wondering, what am I going to do? I obviously just don't want to sit. Do I go on holiday? Where do I go? I don't want to go to the farm, because that was literally, if you grew up in Namibia and you grew up as a hero child, you literally went to the farm every December. Like it was a ritual. Every December, hero kids just went to the farm. I don't know about the other tribes, but hero kids went to the farm. It was a thing. Every holiday, has to. Cool. So like, I don't want to do that this year. What am I going to do to keep myself here? I don't want to go to the farm. I want to be here. I want to spend Christmas, December, New Year's Eve here. I want my first experience just to be lit. So what am I going to do to keep myself here? All right. At the time, both things that I was dating decided, let's go out. And when we go out back in the day, like, I mean, if you're 30 as me now, you know when you would go out back in the day, it would be for a pizza and a milkshake. That was our thing. Like, it's not nowadays girls who goes out and they're like, oh, I want sushi and I want this and I want that. No, we were legit pizza and shake girls. Right, cool. So this hun decided on, okay, fine, let's go out, let's go have a pizza. Loved pizza, so like, let's go and have a pizza and a shake. Cool. So we went out and we went to consider some fancy restaurant, but just recently opened. I didn't know that restaurant, and I was like, oh, I want to try you guys' pizza. And they were like really nice pizzas, and I was like, okay. And walking out, I tipped the lady, and that I think me tipping the lady sat and worked with me. My parents, my mom. Yo, it's not in my mama house. In my mama house, you gonna hear her voice every now and then. So okay, so me tipping the lady like literally awoken something in the back of my head, and I was like, okay, sister girl, you gonna get my coin, right? You taking my coin now. Cool. I'm gonna make more coins. And how am I going to make more coins, girl? I was like, I don't know, but I had a plan. I had a plan. Walking out of there, legitimately, I had a plan. I was like, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back behind this nigga's back, and I'm gonna look for a job here. The following day, I did that. I woke up and fixed myself. I looked cute. I was like, what, 18, guys, 19? Literally, I was good. I was popping, so I just made the popping pop out a little more, and I went and I met a lady there, and I asked, can I speak to the manager or anyone here? And they referred me to the accountant lady, and then she was like the accountant / HR. And I came there and I'm like, I'm looking for a job, and she's like, what qualifications do you have? I'm like, I literally just wrote grade 12. She's like, okay, cool, you're looking for a part-time job just while you're waiting for your results. I was like, something in that line. I don't know even if I'm gonna make it, but definitely something in that line. She was like, okay, cool, what would you want to do? I'm like, I would do literally anything. Just wouldn't mop the floors maybe, but I'll do anything else. She was like, cool, I got something for you. I've got a waitressing job. Do you know how to wait? I was like, no, I don't know how to wait. So she was like, cool, you're gonna learn. You're gonna have a week's training, and from there you're gonna have to do what you're gonna do. And if you don't learn everything in the week, then I can't give you the job. So I was like, okay. So the first day on the job, prior to the first day on the job, I was like, cool. She was like, when can you start? I was like, I can start right now. She's like, no, you can't start right now, because you have to get yourself a black trouser, and you have to get these shoes. I will show you guys the shoes in those shoes, because those shoes apparently are really good with tiles, and you can literally walk fast, and they hold on, and you can't slip and you can't slide. Cool, because there's grease everywhere and the floors might be greasy, so you need every hold. So those shoes were the ones that they wanted us to wear, and black trousers and white shirts. She was like, I have the white shirt for you, but you gotta have to get your own black trouser. And I was like, I have a black trouser, I just need the shoes. I don't have those shoes. She's like, get to Chinatown, you'll get the shoes there. And I did. I got the shoes right there. And she was like, you can start tomorrow morning. I'll give you day shift, and day shift is from 12 to when we close. I was like, cool. So I started my first day, and it was easy. It was really easy. And she was like, you're learning good, so I have no complaints. You can start. Like, it's I hired you. You can start. You can do your job. Cool. So the first thing that I asked, I was like, how much do you guys get paid? Because I wanted the coins. And the lady was like, sometimes we get paid like 1,002, and sometimes it was like 1,002. But okay, it's money. I literally got like $500 every month from my mom, and that was like for a month. And they were like, oh no, you get paid like every second week, so it was like a fortnight thing. I was like, every second week I have 1,002. She was like, that's on good days. Other days like 800 or so, but you've got to work really hard for it. I was a hustler. I was like, I'm not scared of nobody. I'm gonna get the 1,002, which I did, and I worked really well. Okay, fine. I got to meet my boss. Da-da-da-dun. So my boss was a white man. I can't tell you what tribe he was. I just know that he was a white man. He wasn't colored. He wasn't bastard. He was a German guy, I think, who had a colored girlfriend, wife, right, colored wife. But he, sorry, but he was a German guy. Cool. When he met me for the first time, he was like, are you new? I'm like, yes, I'm one of the new employees, hired me. He was like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay. So whenever it was my shift, my boss was always there doing inventory, doing whatever. And while he was doing this inventory and stuff, he would be checking me out legitly. Like every girl knows when a guy checks her out, you just know. You don't need to be told certain da 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 has been checking you out. If you're like, oh really, you acting dumb. I saw him check me out, but I was like, it's my boss. Maybe he has a fantasy for black girls, or maybe because I'm light-skinned, maybe he thinks a little light-skinned, he thinks this chocolate needs some more milk. I'm like, I don't need no milk. But I was like, I'm not going to be rude. I'm not trying to lose my job. We just go and get with the program and see how far this goes. Cool. Fast forward to 3 months into this job. Now my boss, this man, around this time, the accountant slash HR lady had left. She was on her way to Windhoek and pursuing better things for herself, so she left. All right, so this guy was in every time. And whenever I am servicing clients or anything, this was the nice thing. He was never mean. He was too helpful. He was too helpful. Whenever I would service my clients, be like, oh hi, how are you? Welcome to how can I help you guys? And then he would be like, it's fine, let me assist them, I'll help you. And he would make tips and give tips to me. He's like, oh, it was your client, here's your tip. Even if it was not my client, he would give me just random money, just give me random attention, just help when I'm servicing clients, making sure my orders are on time, making sure nobody scolded me. Like customers could be really mean when they're waiting for their food and they're hungry, so they could be like gorillas and stuff. So you'd always, and the other waitresses were picking up on it. They were like, but da is not always so kind and helpful with us. I'm like, because I'm new. That's why. They were like, oh, okay. Right. I don't want to go far and fast and, go like way beyond the time and bore y'all. So fast forward from all of that, I would get money. Like I swear, guys, I got tips from my job. Like I got tips. Yeah. And I got money. And he was now the accountant for the job. Like the accountant lady wasn't there, so he was doing that himself. Yes, I was making money. Let's just say that. I could not even account for the money I was making. I was like, okay, how much y'all got? They're like, da. I'm like $500 more. But do you think I said that out loud? I was like, oh, I got the same. Because, child, I'm not trying to bring no attention to me. Don't want them to be thinking I'm a... Okay, so I think all of this also was, playing... Now that I think of it, I was like playing a role with this guy. Because if I would go to him, and if I had gone to him and told him, listen, you're not treating me fairly, and I would want you to treat me fairly, and I don't want you to do certain things for me, he would have probably gotten the message. But I didn't do that. Mpopo, me, fool, duamkwam. I didn't do that. I just enjoyed the stuff, and I was loving my job. Literally loving my job. He wasn't bad looking, guys. He wasn't bad looking. He was just a little white. I don't do white. I don't do even a teensy-weensy white. I do mostly like dark, black. Niggas, I like them really dark. But he wasn't bad looking. But I wasn't looking either. Alright. Then one day he asked me for my tins. I was like, you want my tins? Okay. Alright. So I gave him my tins. He started calling me. He's like, when is your shifts and what? I'm like, dude. Yeah. Da and all of this. But he never got, that's the good thing, he never got to, oh, I like you, can we, do something. He was always like, are you happy, do you like what you're doing, when you're done here, I heard from the previous lady that you're looking into studying, what you're going to do, maybe we can give you a little some for your school, and if you're going to further your education, that's really nice, and I would want to be a part of that. And he was that person, like a really motivating, good kind of person. So I really never had reasons to be mean till this day. So I went into the kitchen, right? And he wasn't there. So he wasn't there. I was on shift. We were literally just 2 waitresses that day, and then the kitchen staff. So I was in the kitchen just chatting up a storm with the kitchen staff. All right. Cool. I think I was making myself tea or coffee or something, I don't know, but there wasn't anything to do, so I was just in the kitchen chatting it up. And I was bent over, like there's a table, and I was leaning over the table, so literally I was like this, in facing that side, and the door was on my back end, and my bum was poking out like this. Yeah. So my bum, one day y'all see my bum is good looking, if I have to say so myself. Toot ain't no fault in that. So my bum was poking out like this, right? And I think when he walked in, he didn't mean to do it. When you do something just, it's not like, oh, I want to do that planned kind of thing. It's just in the back of your mind, I would always want to do it. And say picking your nose, it's not like you intend to do it, but there are times that you just get caught, oh god, you just like, argh. So I think when he walked in and he saw my bum, he just went like, I was shocked to the gods. I was shocked. And the lady that helps in the kitchen is an old-ish kind of lady, and she didn't hold her tongue on that one. She was like, you can't do that, that's a child, you can't slap a child on her bum like that. And he was in shock. He was like, and I was like, I know I got some good down there. I do know that, but don't you think that was not right? But that was in my mind, and I wasn't trying to make him feel uncomfortable, because I understood, if that makes sense, that it wasn't something he planned on doing. It's just something that just came. And yeah, let's sip on that one. Let's take a good sip, a good green tea sip. Okay, so that was awkward, and I walked out. I didn't know how to address it. I didn't know if I should speak on it. I just didn't know what to do. But he left. Like shortly after that, he left, and he didn't come back for the rest of the day. And the next day he came. He was again just really helpful. He didn't even call me. He didn't do anything. It was just really helpful the next day when he came again, and I was on shift. And I think he just took it upon himself just to zone out a little and not really try to be as nice, or just, I think he had 2 steps with his mind. He was like, you got this, you can't do this, you should. I think he did that with himself, because he's like a little, but then he was still the guy I knew. All right, fast forward from that, he didn't do anything after that, and he didn't really, guys, he didn't do anything. And again, I mean to say that was probably just something he did, but he didn't mean to do it. All right, so fast forward to a sad day when I had to leave, and he was actually also in that same time shutting down the restaurant to go and start it somewhere else, open it up in a different town. He felt like there wasn't enough clientele for his restaurant where he was. Cool. So we were closing and I was moving to Windhoek to go and further my studies and stuff. So it was all a goodbye kind of kumbaya situation. So everyone got their last paychecks and we had like a party and we were drinking, and he like opened the whole bar and restaurant with all the half stuff that was there. He was like, everyone here can just get. But before he opened the bar and before he came to take the other alcohols, like the full ones, let's just say me and my other girls, we gonna make sure we had a good December. Like we made sure like boxes and boxes, made sure we had a great December, and we're not gonna spend much on that great December, if you know what I mean. I think this channel needs to be for the wise, because I can't say everything out loud like that. I'm not trying to get arrested, and neither am I trying to have you guys arrested for listening to me. All right, so I'm hoping that you're wise enough to understand what this mean. All right, so cool. We had a party and we got our last checks, and yeah, I got more than everyone else, and this time around I was high, and I was like, oh, I got this much. They were like, huh? Because last month I didn't get my pay, so they're like, yeah, I got it half, and this be my other half. And I worked really hard that month. That's why they were like, oh, okay, we already know, girl. I was like, okay, cool then. They were like, okay, fine, let's suck out every little dime we can get before we leave. I was like, no, not on my watch, not on my expense. He's a really good guy and he didn't do any harm to me. So we're not going to do nothing to him. We already took more than what we should have for Christmas. So we're not going to do anything else. Straight on, I didn't do anything else. They did. They went to him and they were like, oh no, we want to go and have a party elsewhere. Mind dropping us there and maybe giving us some coins for that, because we just want to take Juliana out so that if she goes to Windhoek, she would remember us forever. All right, he's like, no problem, if it's for her, cool. Yo, mind you guys, this nigga be married. But I didn't do anything, so So they were like, okay, cool. They came back, they're like, oh no, da is taking us somewhere. I was like, huh? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. I ain't scared of this nigga at this point. Okay, he's not a nigga, but I ain't scared of this man at this point. Let's go. They were like, cool. We took our last paychecks and I danced with my bugs. A dance, goodbye dance with my bugs. I mean, it was literally not a harmful dance. It was really a nice dance. I don't know. I really don't know, but it was a nice dance. It was like more of a hip hop kick kind of dance. Like we would like we weren't like nah, we were like more like a jive song kind of dance thing. So that was right. All right, so he gone and took everyone in his car. I was at the back with the other ladies. The guys were sitting in front. See, there ain't nothing to it. I sit at the back. He could have had me sit in front, but I was like, let me rather sit at the back. Just keep it tamed. I was controlling him. I was making sure he stays in lane. So I'm a good person for that. All right. We dropped off all the old people, and then it was just us, and we got coined on top of what I got. If that makes sense. On top of what I got, everyone else got like 400, and then he counted out stacks, girl. Check, 1,000. I'm like, I like money. I love money. Money love me. That's why I'm working. I love money. I can't say no. So I took it. shit, I took it. Can't judge me for taking what was not mine, but it was given to me by the owner. So if you want to judge me, leave my channel. If you are here to judge a sister's actions, leave my channel. Besides, this is my first story time, so allow me to be me. All right, so that happened, and he took us to some place, but he was like, guys, I can't stay, I have to go, because he has responsibilities. We all know that, right? Cool. So he had to leave, and he was like, okay, Juliana, I was like, at this point, baby boy, I know you've been trying the most. The least I can do is give you a hug and say bye. Where is it wrong to give a man with certain commitments a hug? There's no place to give. And read the Constitution to me then. It wasn't wrong for me that time. It didn't feel wrong. In fact, it just felt like I that's the least I could do for him. So I gave him a hug, and I was telling him that if I'm ever to be in where he has set up his new place, I will let him know. I wasn't going to let him know, but I was being kind, guys. I'm a kind person. Judge me. And I gave him a hug, and that was that. But I can tell y'all, he didn't make it. I can tell you guys that he didn't make it a secret that he really liked me, but he didn't overstep his bounds apart from that one time. But I'm also here to let you guys know that if you didn't like, not saying that I liked, but I didn't have anything that I had to, it was all honestly unharm. Yeah, it was honestly harmless for me at all. There wasn't. But if you're going through something that is drastic, where people are trying to sleep with you, trying to do the most, please seek help. It is not no shame. My incident wasn't as bad, but if it was, I probably would have sought for help from my mom. And oh guys, I didn't talk to my mom about this. She was like, oh, you got yourself a white man. I was like, no, don't, not my white man, someone else's white man. But she was like, Mom, yo, my mom is weird, guys. Yo, nonetheless, back to what I was saying, this is really serious. If you're going through something and it's weighing on your heart, and you feel that this is not right, it's inappropriate, it's sexual harassment in any form, verbal, in any form, please seek help, because it's no joke. But in my instance, again, I emphasize that it was not as bad, and he was not a bad person at all, in fact, because he kept his bounds, and he really didn't make me feel that awkward. In fact, I felt appreciated, if anything else. So but if you don't feel the same, and you feel uncomfortable, and you feel like you should report it, please do report it, because it's not funny. Yeah, at this point, I'm literally feeling myself. I am looking at myself. Oh my god. Yes. So thank you for staying with me up until this point. And if you liked what I did this far, please let a sister know. Subscribe. Do the most. Just give me support and encouragement, and show me that I'm doing a good job. I'm not dependent, not at all. But it's just going to give me more esteem, like, oh, I'm doing a good job, people are appreciating what I'm doing, so they would watch. On that note, ciao and thank you, and let's finish this tea together.